Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Masters of the Universe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Masters of the Universe Origins Battle Cat. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here on the top flap there, we've got some beautiful Masters of the Universe artwork. He-Man on Battle Cat with his helmet back here, and then Castle Grayskull over here, and somebody's up here in the turret, and I can't tell who it is. And just, as usual, fantastic artwork. It's superb. Masters of the Universe Battle Cat, Fighting Tiger, terrifies every enemy. Terrify me, look at that. Removable armor and headpiece, carries He-Man into battle, just like that. And then it's got a little bit of a window right here to let some light in from the top. And then it's got a nice big window, showcasing the figure, and I guess he's wearing his accessories, so. And then I forgot to say, it did say new for 20 up there. And then modern posing retro play 6 and up Mattel. On the bottom, Masters of the Universe Battle Cat, Fighting Tiger, small fine legalese print, made in China print, a question mark print, contents 1 figure and accessories, and recycle box window and tray, assortment number maybe, and the barcode. On this side, Masters of the Universe Battle Cat, Fighting Tiger. And then there's some, I guess the artwork comes down that way. And then same on this side, or is that the explosion? I'm not sure. Masters of the Universe Battle Cat, Fighting Tiger. Then finally, we move around to the back where we have some more superb artwork. Strong, agile, and ferocious. The faithful Battle Cat charges into battle with He-Man on his back and Skeletor in his sights, just like the picture shows. Awesome. And then it also says modernizing and celebrating the original 80s Masters of the Universe action figures. Masters of the Universe Origins gives you the power to pose Eternia's greatest warriors as retro style figures or in new action-packed battle positions. And then here's how the accessories work. Remove battle armor. Twist into powerful battle positions. And then here's the cross sale of He-Man, Teela, Man-at-Arms, Skeletor, Evil-Lyn, Prince Adam and Sky Sled, Battle Cat, this figure, and Beast-Man. Mattel. Small, fine, legalese print. Colors and decorations may vary. That, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure. And really no accessories unless you count his saddle and his helmet, which are removable. I don't like to take the helmet off because it's, quite frankly, can be a pain in the butt. So, first of all, I have to say, you know, it's a big improvement over the original. This is actually a Battle Cat that was made for the line, although it's not the first Battle Cat specifically made for He-Man line. But the original, of course, was made for what, Big Jim Adventures series or something like that. I don't remember. And they decided to reuse it in the Masters of the Universe line. But this one is specifically made for a Masters of the Universe line, and you can tell Look at all that nice sculpted detail. And not that the original didn't have nice sculpted detail. It did, but it didn't go in depth like this one. It was pretty smooth. Look at all that sculpted fur there, sculpted foot pads, feet pads. Nice paint apps for the stripes and the eyes, the teeth and the tongue and all that. And I am going to take the helmet off just to show off what's under there. So nice paint for the eyes. Very bad looking tiger. And the stripes on the face and around the eyes as well, and on the top of the head. And again, just a lot of sculpted fur details, as it should be. And I don't know, maybe I should take the saddle off too. And while I'm talking about the saddle, you can tell there's a couple of, I don't know if it's paint apps or I don't know exactly what it is, but the spikes here are a bit darker in color and shinier than the rest of it. And again, just nice molded details throughout. And the horns on the helmet do not match that aesthetic, although they should. And the way this helmet works, it just kind of clips over some of the sculpted details on the face. And as for what's under the saddle, again, just a lot of sculpted detail of fur. But again, those stripes look nice. They maybe should have put a few on the tail, I think, but that's just me. Now let's talk about his articulation real quick. The mouth is a hinged piece, and it opens that wide, and that's closed all the way, so that's nice. And he's Mad Kitty because you can see he's got his ears thrown back. The head is, I think it's on a dumbbell here at the top of the neck, and it will go back and forth. It doesn't really go up and down, and it doesn't really rotate. And then there's another hinge in here, which I don't know what kind of hinge that is. I think it may just be a hinge, because it pretty much just goes up that far and down that far, and there's no side to side movement with it. So there is that. At the front leg, I thought it was on a ball joint, but it's not. It's just a straight pinned in joint. It'll move forward that far. It'll move backwards that far. There. Single hinge and swivel at the front knee. Swivels around 360 degrees, and it will bend forward that far. And it straightens up that much. And what? Unfortunately, no ankle tilt. No cuts in the torso. At the rear legs, it goes forward that far. It will go back that far. Again, it's single hinge and swivel at the upper knee. 360 degrees worth of rotation. That's as far forward as it goes, and it will go back that far. Nothing in the second knee or the ankle. And then it does have a hinge for the tail. It will go up that far. It goes down that far, and it does rotate full 360 degrees, so you can crank him up. So there you have it, my friends. A look at the figure and his armor pieces. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Masters of the Universe Origins Battle Cat with the Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection Prince Adam and Cringer 2-pack, the Masters of the Universe Mighty Masters He-Man, and the Mattel Creations Masters of the Universe Chronicles King Grayskull. Here we have the Masters of the Universe Origins Battle Cat with the Masters of the Universe Masterverse Revelation Battle Cat. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Masters of the Universe Origins Battle Cat, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final ramblings on the Masters of the Universe Origins Battle Cat, I have to say this is a very vast improvement over the original figure. Of course, the original figure was over 40 years ago, and actually even before that, because the original mold for Battle Cat was used for a line previous to Masters of the Universe. And they decided, hey, it's a nice size for these guys to be a giant rideable cat, so let's throw it in the line. And so they just molded a saddle and helmet for it and threw it in the line. And you know, that's fine. Back then, it worked. You had to use your imagination, I suppose. But it did suck that he wasn't posable. And, you know, again, this one is a vast improvement of the fact that the sculpting in it is, you know, 40 years better detailed, 40 plus years better in detail. And the paint looks really good, too. I like the fact that the eyes are painted on the helmet, because I don't think the original one even had any eyes on the helmet. They were just the same color as the rest of the plastic. I don't believe they put a paint app there for the eyes. So I'm glad that they did do that for this one. And you know, the eyes are very cartoon inspired to me, but that's just me. But the mouth opens and closes. It has, you know, several movable joints in the legs and the tail as well. The saddle seems to sit on this one a little bit better than the original, at least from what I remember. But I'll have to say, they only went like 85% with this figure. They should have put an extra knee in each leg, or an extra knee in the hind legs and ankles in all 4 of the legs, and that would have made this the perfect Battle Cat for this line. Not the perfect Battle Cat, but for this line it would have made it the perfect Battle Cat. But this one, again, it's 85% there, and I don't have to tell you guys this. I don't even know if anybody's actually watching this one, because, you know, it's taken me quite a while to not only pick this figure up, but get around to reviewing it as well. In fact, I didn't pick mine up when it was new. I picked it up a little while back when it was at Ollie's. So there's that. And I'm not a real big collector of Origin stuff. If I'd have got in on the ground floor, I would probably still be collecting it today, but I didn't. 2020 and supply chains and all that stuff happened, and so I didn't. And then I meant to get into it again with Cartoon Collection, which is why I picked this guy up, but then I waited too long on some of the other stuff, and so I am not a Masters of the Universe Origins collection. I was a Masterverse collector, until they decided to end that line for Chronicles. And so far, I like the non-movie related Chronicle stuff. I've decided I'm not going to collect the movie line stuff, and so that may mean I don't get some Masters of the Universe stuff for a while. But I do like the Mighty Masters, and I'm hoping that line continues. I know they have a plan for Wave 2 of that. I don't know what's going to be in it, but I did hear that they had at least planned and produced 2 waves of it, so maybe Wave 2 of that line will be out soon. And I'd really love to see them do a Battle Cat in that line. Wow, that would be awesome. But it would probably be going back to that like original static figure. And you know, that's okay too, because that's kind of what that line harkens back to. But we're not talking about that. Well, I guess I am talking about it. But anyway, this figure, it's a great figure for Origins, and again, I think it's almost there. If they'd have just put 6 more joints in it, it would have been the perfect figure for this line. And not to mention, you know, they got another use out of it for Panther with that extra articulation plus multicat. And then if they decided to also repaint it to do Anti-Eternia He-Man's Battle Cat, I guess he's Anti-Eternia Battle Cat, you know, that would have been some more use out of it. But, you know, I don't know how they cost these things out. I can only speculate, but I would have liked for it to had 6 more hinges in, you know, the whole figure. 2 more back knees and 4 ankles would have been really, really good. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.